Alright, I'll try not to yawn. So this is CP's latest brain fart. So let's go through it as quickly as possible for those who are not interested in reading their marketing crap and are quite well aware that half of this stuff is going to be pipe dreams shite they're going to hype up and then just not deliver. So basically what's happening is that null sec and low sec are getting these weird structures that, well, let's go through it easily and TLDW on this and TLDR definitely. This new skyhook is not a replacement to customs office. It's going to deal with new resources, and each planet type will give a different resource type, right? They're combining a couple of them, right? So it'll be 3 types, and they'll spread the planet types out in which type of resource it's going to extract using a skyhook. So it's not going to be helping in planetary interaction. It's going to be something completely different and new. Right? And the infrastructure hub is merging, apparently, infrastructure hub and the territorial claim unit, so TCU and iHub. Both those are going to be combined in one now. There's a replacement in low-sec and null-sec for Anathanor with a device that I'm not sure if it looks connected to the moon itself, but it's going to be just passive income. I don't know how that's going to happen, or if it's destructible. Is the skyhook destructible? Are these two things, they're hinting that you'll just simply switch ownership if you fight over it. Maybe, I don't know, because if it was just nullsec, you think, oh, the sovereignty would switch ownership, but I don't know. It's very confused and bullshitty and full of crap. You can add upgrades to this new 2-in-1 thing, but now you've got extra modules, so it's not really cutting down the number of structures you have to deal with a system, right? It's just new. So you're going to have upgrades like a pirate detection array that will increase your chances of whatever, right? And of course, since the new reagents are new, they introduced haulers for hauling that new type. Instead of going, hey, that wouldn't, I'll avoid saying the crap they needed to deal with and just focus on that because I don't want to make this video too long. So Tech 1 hauler for that. They've got a blockade runner for it, a DST for it, and a freighter for it. Hooray, congratulations CCP. You've thought of everything. Well, moving on from that crap. So they are going to introduce a way for artists to make really cool skins and sell them. And you're thinking, on the market? Well, what it looks like is an artist will use, I'm not sure if it's using Evermarks. I'm not sure how the currency will work, but if it's Paragon, which deals in Evermarks, and they're talking about Plex needed for making the skins, then ISK has to come into it somehow, right? Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it doesn't. I have no idea. Maybe it's just Evermarks. But this is so hyped up with their blurbs and blather. Like, if you think about it, the blurb they use for that is longer in text than anything else. And to me, it's hyped because personally I've always wanted this. The ability to have a simple blue and a simple yellow and a simple green and a simple red for ships to tell them apart between my tunes is huge, except I have a doubt. I don't think this is going to be instituted. I think it's going to be too difficult for them, and they're going to be little bitches about it and then push it down the road and then just drop the idea. That's what I think. I don't think it's going to be a real thing. I honestly don't. But yeah, some combination. But it wouldn't be cool, right? But yeah, wouldn't it be cool if I had a gold-plated toilet too? Moving on. Oh, an aside. Right, I want you to focus on something really interesting that I've not talked about. Previously undetectable ore. Do you know how I just didn't even talk about that? I love mining in games. And sci-fi spaceship simulations, I love mining. I do, I adore it. But CCP's literal disgust for anything mining and the way they treat it is so disrespectful and idiotic and retarded that I'm no longer interested in anything CCP does towards asteroids and ore mining and anything like that. And it just, or any kind of mining. And it just is a real turnoff to hear CCP open their flappy lips about anything about it because they haven't a clue. You know? I think it's got a lot to do with the fact that the griefers, aka the real hardcore PvPers, won't touch mining with a 10-foot pole, and I think that kind of mentality has sunk in over the 2 decades that we've had to deal with CCP and Hilmar. That it's inevitable. And I just, right, it's just a little aside there. I would be excited about that, but I just learned to be not. It's just, their bullshit has just desensitized me from being excited. Like, I'm not excited at all. Like, I'm excited about the skin stuff, and I know it's bullshit, and I know it won't be coded at all, or maybe partially, or maybe way down the line, and not this summer, right? But I don't even think for a second about this new ore type and how excited I am about it, because there's nothing there, which is kind of sad. A sad statement about CCP's game, their MOG. Alright, stronger organizations. For many Capitaliers, EVE Online is all about the strength of blah, 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 blah. Right, so corporation window overhaul. Does that just mean a cosmetic thing? Or are they just going to sex up the tooltips? Right? A streamlined and intuitive AI just... Okay, well, that tells me you're just going to sex it up. That's it, right? Makes navigating and utilizing the corporation window easier than ever before. So you're just basically going to sex it up. There's going to be no change. They're just going to sex it up. Enhanced with new icons, new tooltips, and a consistent navigation structure. Basically just going to sex it up with no change at all. Managing roles and understanding the hierarchy of content is more straightforward than ever, paving way for future enhancements. Oh yeah. So they're just basically going to revamp the infrastructure, not touch anything, and go, oh yes, future enhancements, and just, right? But it won't be the enhancements you expect out of, hey, can we actually deal with the loopholes that people on Safari have been taking advantage of for decades, and probably even during beta, right? No. New project and engagement methods. Like CCP knows what engagement means. You can do ship loss as a project, enabling the automation of ship replacement programs. Uh, do they even know what a SRP is? Are they just using that word because it's sexy that players use and they think it's cool to use? Or is this new corp project actually going to enable automation of SRP? Right? Right? This is just a marketing idiot flapping his gums. Salvaging wrecks? I thought that was a project. Okay, I guess not. And earning loyalty points. Why? I guess loyalty points for the corporation? Like, why would you go, hey, earn loyalty points for, it's like, okay, I guess so. Loyalty points for, are you going to be able to say loyalty points for, say, a certain corporation? Or is it just, anyways, whatever. Okay, great. So that's obviously going to be coded in. Each new corporation project type has several options, but you're not talking about improving the options we already have. Okay, so it's the same, okay, whatever, right? And what kind of smoother and faster interactions? I mean, it's sort of like how they're glib patch notes about, oh, we improved something, and you're like, yay for you, kind of thing. Right, so moving on. Cable capsulators. Yeah, so condescending, isn't it? Every journey in New Eden is unique, marked by growth, discovery, and blah, 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 blah. Jesus Christ. It gives you nothing. I know. Air monthly progress track. Okay, so this I think is it right here. Right? Can I zoom in on it? Okay. Skinner component, Skinner sequencer, right? So that talks about, right? But this is just a freaking image of theirs. It could mean absolutely nothing. So Skinner component, but I thought the Skinner component and Skinner sequencer cost Plex. Okay, wait. Is this a hint of what's going on, or is it just random? Right? Evermarks, Skinner component, Plex, skill points, ISK, skill points, Skinner sequencer, Evermarks. So is this a hint of, to me it just looks like a concept. It's not really a thing, right? Yeah, I'm a bit weirded out by this. It looks nice, but it's like, okay, well, you're saying components cost ISK and Skinner's cost, no, Skinner components cost Plex and Skinner sequence cost ISKs, right? Or is it saying that? Sequencing costs are based on a tier system, and calculating Plex based on the rarity of design elements and complexity of the skin. So creations can be sequenced. The new Skinner interface produces a robust palette of design elements consisting of basic and metallic nano coatings, as well as patterns alongside 5 customization slots for each Skinner design. 4 for nano coatings and 1 for patterns. So you can have 4 colors and 1 pattern, or up to, right? So this is garbage. This means nothing. So it's basically when you complete a daily bonus and you claim all of them, and you do that repeatedly during a month, an actual month, whatever, you'll get Evermarks. You can get a Skinner component or a Skinner sequencer. You can get some Plex. You can, like, you can actually generate Plex in game. We've never been able to generate actual Plex in game. Like, it's like we've been given gifts before, right, in game, but not a repeatable thing. It's just been, you know, congratulations for playing this is our 20th anniversary. I think we got, I forget how much did we get, 20 Plex or something, I forget. Anyways, and we can get skill points. Okay, we've seen that before. This looks like, if this is bigger and this is smaller, this could be alpha. Yeah, there we go, alpha and omega. So omega can get Evermarks, Skinner can get components, Plex, and skill points, and then alphas can get Evermarks, Skinner sequencers, ISK, and then skill points. Okay, okay. So this won't replace the login bonuses, or will it? Right? Oh, at the end of the track, there is significant cash of SB on the line, skill points on the line for finishing all the monthly goals. All the monthly goals. So it was, all you have to do is complete those daily bonuses and do it 1, 2, say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, say 9 times. So you'd have to do it 9 times during a month. So once every 3 days, and you could get what? How much skill points are you looking at? Are you gonna get 1 Plex, 5 Plex? Are you gonna get 1 component or more? Are you gonna get 1,000 Evermarks, right? And how much skill points will you get at the end? Because if you do this 9 times, you're gonna get 90,000 skill points, right? So if you get a bunch at then, is it going to be 100,000 or is it going to be 50? I'm assuming 100,000, right? Anyways, whatever. New goals and rewards, engage and get rewarded for 2 new activities, earn loyalty points, and salvage Rex. Okay, so that's going to be in the mix for randomness. Okay. Okay. Which will mean the chances of getting build 1, build 2, that'll say, you know, that have 2 occurrences of build an item, that might be, they might have cottoned onto that, and they're probably going to remove the duplication of daily goals, right? Possibly. But to me, it's a waste of time to do these things. It just feels like a waste of time. Like, once every 3 days, like, that's a lot of commitment for a casual player. And to me, it just doesn't feel worth it. Right? I could do a lot of other things. Everybody can do a hell of a lot of other things that would easily make like it just seems Mickey Mouse, but it's nice that they're doing this. It looks kind of cool, and it's cool that there's a track to actually get better rewards, because it did seem kind of silly just to have 10k alone in this. It was like, we used to have more. Like, you could kill 15 NPC and get 25,000 skill points, which was worth spending time. And I would counsel people don't do anything but that. Well, whatever. A rip skilling spree. But what I don't get is, why did you just shove ship progression in UX improvement? What is... what acronym? Use... sorry. Shareholder. Yeah. Yeah, right. Not shareholder, but stakeholder. Stakeholder. Yes, you're a stakeholder. It's like, you idiotic corporate pile of shit. Ship regression and user experience. UX. It's like... do you yeah, it's just like... yeah, so condescending. Yeah, it's just so corporate. It's just... ugh, revolting. Anyways, experience the thrill of unlocking a new ship. What new ship? With immediate notifications? From what? What's this got to do with anything? And get clear understanding on ship roles from CCP, and prerequisites from CCP, with the redesigned skill requirement panel. Huh? Elevate your initial interaction with new vessels. Huh? What new vessels? With informative new ship cards. Huh? Information. You know, when you bring up information. And enhance user experience for boarding. What? Oh crap. Are you... and naming ships. What is this? So they just tacked this on because they just couldn't be arsed to make a new... they had what? They had an even number of these things, and we're like, yeah, well, we gotta tack it somewhere, let's put it here. Right? It's like, what is this? Right? It's like, oh, by the way, you know, and of course Vanguard, I'm not even going to talk about that crap. So yeah, there you go. I have no idea what the hell they're talking about. Right? It's like, what? Yeah, so there you go. There's your TLDR of this summer expansion patch coming out. Yes, cue the applause, lol.